Map number 2, Renegades and Chiefs picking themselves a second map, and we'll see whether or not Chiefs can get too much more done here on Vertigo than they did on Duke.
We will indeed. Thank you, Jordan. Thanks for your service. There's Renegades, they're coming straight up ramp. Just the one set of utility on Dexter. They're going all the way through Secret here, Kev, and it's a retake from Chiefs.
Bit of an interesting smoke setup. Normally you see like 2 smokes covering. The fact they've only got 1. Obviously Chiefs are going to be playing more of a retake A setup, but Soju's already been dinked down quite low. Don't know exactly exchange from what, but Hats is going to get objective down and filter out before the smoke does fade.
Retake setup from Chiefs. They got a couple of bits of utility they can throw down if they're willing to try to go for this retake on the site. So Juice started it off nicely, and Renegades just playing in pairs, trying to crossfire towards the secret site, fly in.
Yep, and then pistol fights are going to come forward at the moment. Zeph trying to challenge forward. No one's really sitting on the defuse just yet, and the person with the kit's already too low. They're just running straight into a slaughter. I don't know exactly where the smokes landed, but not good enough from Chiefs to, I guess, nullify the firing ranges.
Yeah, that's going to be a round for Renegades. It's going to be 1 to 14 odds, which is a slight improvement from the last game that GGBet threw at us.
Look,
they're going to give Chiefs an extra 1.
I'll put it this way, right? This was not on Counter-Strike, but I did win a bet once with 17 to 1 odds.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not saying Chiefs are completely out of it, but there's a reason why the odds are reflecting that. It's because Renegades most likely will take away the game. But it is going to be forced by coming out.
Yeah, it's a forced by. Apoc Data holds on to a little bit of extra cash so that he can buy an AWP in the 4th round if this goes a bit pear-shaped. Off angle from Soju is going to have to work for him because he's got a lot of T's heading in his direction.
Well, Hats has already taken down 2 people, so Soju's just dropped off the angle at the wrong time. Might be able to get at least a few here. Maybe in a position to get 2 more, but or maybe 1 more, should I say, but the clip has been depleted at that moment. So Renegades run into a bit of a spanner at this stage. 2 people rotating across in. Should be able to drop off completely safe. There is going to be a chase right now from Offnu. Should be able to grab this kill with a 5-7. There's a Galil just really struggling away at the end of the day. But Renegades, once again, have hightailed it back to the A site. But a 2-on-2, definitely doable for Chiefs at the moment. But they do have to make their way through relatively quickly. And Hats in Maze with the MAC-10 is always going to be a bit of a lethal combination.
A bit of an off angle here. As you do see Chiefs starting to creep through onto the site.
Yeah, but Zeph is not going to be clearing out this angle, and Sicko is going to be posted quite high. But it's just Hats cleaning up, opening up the A site, and then coming through with a 2-piece at the end.
4K on the MAC-10, man.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of cash, and he gets a Galil as well, picked up at the end of the round. It's a beautiful round from Hats.
Yeah.
Nicely done, and he just basically does that himself. The rest of Renegades is over there towards stairs. He just opened up that site by himself against 2 pistol armor players with a MAC-10. That's premium Hats right there.
Yeah, and that's always the Hats that you want to kind of see. Renegades carry this form forward into the rest of the tournament for now, but Chiefs are going to be having that 4-nade stack. One person is dropping a bit early. That's Offnu.
Renegades just methodically working this ramp side of the map, playing a good anti-eco setup, using a lot of progressive utility, try to flush pistoling players out of position a little bit more. Now starting to make their way up. A great HE nade lands on top of Zeph and Noisier towards the back side of the scaffold there. Now the 2 smokes fly out onto the site. Renegades just pushes forward. Offnu doesn't even know what hit him.
Oh, but the artillery strike does at least pick off 1. But Inns is now looking to farm up a bit of cash as he's going to whip out the sidearm as well to pick up the ace.
Even did a 360 halfway through that sequence.
Yeah, it's almost like he's done all the damage in the round 3 to kill everyone. Wow. Yes, I get it's against pistols, and sure, there was a great HEA that came through, but it's still a bit absurd when you just look at it and just gone, yep, he's actually not just killed everyone, but he was the only one to actually do damage to everyone in that round.
He's legit trick-shotting them. Like just doing spins, shooting people in midair, pulling out his secondary.
The first gun round now.
Yeah. Time for Renegades to see what they are going to be doing here. Apoc Dud misses the opportunity to find that opener though. A lot of utility making that shot a little bit more awkward for him to hit as Hut starts to progress up in towards secret side.
Well, Dexter just spots out his feet pretty much. Yeah, 1-way, spots him out, but Apoc Dud, nice little no-scope onto Hats, and it looks like the A-site hold is working so far.
I like what Offnu's doing here as well. Not giving Renegades respect like they did in the last game. He's just kind of misting it at the moment, just taking aim duels and fighting. I think that's the right approach from Chiefs.
And he needs to be that aggressive player, but Dexter's looped back, but he's completely whiffed the spray. And ends, well, it's all down to him on a 1-on-2.
It's much better from Offnu. That's what I want to see from everyone on the Chiefs at the moment. You play a straight-up game against Renegades after how that last map went. You're not going to be getting yourself anywhere. You need to actually start to force Renegades to respect you a little bit more and try to make something happen individually. And that's why I really like how Offnu was playing there. You do see Soju close it out as well. I like the approach in the 2-on-1 for Chiefs, just walking together, holding hands, being aggressive rather than passive gives you that opportunity to make sure that you actually create the contact and catch the T rather than him getting opportunities to isolate 2 1-on-1s and actually complete that clutch.
The thing is as well, the Renegade's economy isn't that great. After all, Chiefs definitely did damage in that, I believe, the second round where they took it all the way down to just a MAC-10 or a Galil saved over in an AK. So Renegade's actually depleting their bank, and it's not looking too great on Malta. He's actually taking a bit of a sacrifice.
Yep, Apocdad has to go down to an M4 as well, because Chiefs did go down to 2 players. So both teams looking a little bit broke, and this is fantastic from Offnu. This is the kind of Offnu I want to be seeing in this Chiefs roster, not just in this game, but in general. Aggression, just getting in his opponent's face, not showing any respect, and not being complacent, just resting back and sitting. And he continues pushing.
And he should be able to get this pick if he clears it. No, doesn't clear it at the right time, though, and Hats on just 17 HP, able to swindle one away, grab back this A ramp control, and Renegades thinking about coming back to this area. That said, though, a lot of players tagged up. Apocdad still playing nice and aggressive at sandbags. They're looking to time the peak right now, or maybe get the boost up. Searching out weapons. And it's going to be Hats peeking in, and Apocdad going to be taking that pretty happy. 3-on-3, 50 seconds left on the board as well to work with for both sides.
Holds on to his incendiary as well. He's going to regress towards the secret side. A lot of weight on Apocdad's shoulders at the moment. A lot of responsibility. And he just gets cleaned up there. Closest player being Zeph in towards the maze, only just rotating onto the site. He's going to try and make something happen.
That said, though, might be able to find a nice little piece of timing to maybe flip through, deny the bomb carry, and much more. But a lot of Molotovs being used by the rest of Renegades just to clear out these areas. It is going to be Sicko going in for the plant, and Zeph's going to hop forward through Secret Way. He's going to try and play around the edge of the smoke, and that's going to work out to perfection. Soju is going to go up high, but it's all down to Zeph, who's managed to equalize it to bring it back down to this 1-on-1. Malta's going to try to swindle his way into Secret. But Zeph does not have the kit to play with, no more utility as well. He is going to retrieve that lost kit. He does have that smoke as well retrieved, but Malta's going to get the timing. And Renegades just like that. It is a close one though, but now we're starting to see Chiefs really making a bit more of a contest. These rounds, sure, Renegades are winning it, but it's not convincingly right now. It's down to clutches.
Yep, I'd agree with you, and that's a much better sign from Chiefs. And that's what I wanted to see from them today, you know? Just very slow play on Nuke. They didn't show us a convincing T side. I don't care if Chiefs wins the game today, Kevin. I want to see them individually show up and actually show some impressive plays, create an exciting game of Counter-Strike to where later on in this Chiefs roster, when they're playing with their full lineup, they're not scared to take these fights with Renegades. That's what we need to see from them. We need to see a bit of tenacity and confidence, most of all.
Molly will spread and force Offnu out, so a bit of early damage incurred already, but it's just the eco. But Zeph's actually gotten nice and aggressive early on at ladder. He's gotten pretty much a free pick, and I would say that because he's gotten the kill. He's out alive, still holding on to this very important part of the map, and it's now really all down to Soju on that B side, but unfortunately couldn't really hold on to Renegades, making a bit of a contact play, a bit of a rooster special, so to speak. Out comes all the utility right now, and they won't be clucking this one up. Because now they've got the sectors all secured. Pretty difficult now for Chiefs really to make their way in. I would say probably better just to hold on to the AK-47 and save, and for the rest of the players to look for an opportunity.
I'd agree with that. Not a bad pick-up to have that AK heading into the gun round. You have that one-shot potential, and, you know, Apocdad can potentially just grab it all, drop an AK over to one of his teammates. Let them have a little bit of extra cash in the back pocket. It's never a bad thing.
Might even be able to find 2 AKs, but Apocdad shouldn't be the one leading the charge at the moment. That is definitely going to be a little bit more deadly. As you're trying to find the timing at the stage, but the teammates are being covered. So a bit of aggression, I would say, coming out from Apocdad. A little bit ill-advised, because that could have been an AK taken into the next round. I can understand that you want to do damage to the economy, but I don't think that was worth it.
I like that HE nade from Inns as well. Blows that AK forward as well as just will damage up anyone who's close on that trade potential of APOC. Nice little detail. And Chiefs heading into their next gun round here. Do have the AWP once again. Already liking this game a little bit more from them, and I want to see them take this gun round away and actually create a bit of a window for them to try to take the lead here.
But Malta's already just gotten that pick, and just instantly like that, it's just Renegades across the board. They're fighting 3 different angles, and they're going to come out on top of the majority of them. 4v2, sure, Malta's low, and Insbean's tagged up. So once again, a couple of individual aim deals that could have really gone 50-50. If Chiefs won that, they'd be up at this stage, ready to retake the B site. But as it is right now, it is just going to have to be defensive positions deployed just to keep the weapons in their hands. And I don't know if Renegades are in the mood for hunting, but I'd say Inns definitely would be a bit bloodthirsty at the moment and might decide to go for a bit of a prowl. But it's actually going to be Malta on 2 HP that's looking to see if he can take any more weapons off at this stage. He's going to be joined by Sicko.
That's the kind of round where Renegades, it seems like, adjusting a little bit to some of this aggression. Winning a lot of those aim duels towards the early part of the round. And you can't just throw blind aggression time and time again. Like I was saying, I want Chiefs to be aggressive, and I did like some of that aggression that they were throwing in there, but you need a little bit more nuance. Sometimes a bit of utility, change up the timing of it. Don't just go, you know, balls to the walls right at the start of the round. Maybe go in towards the mid-round and make something happen a little bit more. Chiefs gonna half buy around the AK, around the M4 and the AWP, see what they can make happen. Not a bad approach whatsoever. They're pretty much maxing out their loss bonus now.
Oh, a bit of a mid push as well. Up against In, but the flashbang misses, but that's some great shots actually coming forward from the rest of the players. So Noisy at the very least does get the dink, and I think Zeph managed to complete it off. But Renegades, obviously with that information, going to be putting the accelerator over to the A site instead. This should be a good flashbang, should be enough to push the AWP off the angle. APOC Dud, he's had a bit of a quiet series so far. Definitely needs to step up the player that can do the damage.
Utility progression here for Renegades. You are right, he still does have an angle. Flashes come in, but cleared nicely by Hats, and he's just doing exactly what we expect from him. 2 kills come back for Chiefs, though.
This is definitely now doable right now. If Malta, he almost caught off timing, but they just line up for Dexter. Oh, they come out. Chiefs had the right idea, but you just can't do that against Renegades at the end of the day.
Matter of bullets. Just take out 2 of those players.
And that's the whole thing. That's the teamwork aspect, where you just look at the fact that Malta, he can be doing whatever he wants, and Dexter's just covering. That's just teamwork. That's just the ability shown from this team, just playing over time, getting the experience, understanding who's covering what.
Yeah, it's not even just a teamwork thing. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to the players that you have on the team. They just have so much experience, but even just in general, I'd say certain players on this Renegades roster just have that, you know, that skill of just knowing how to play off other people. They have just such great chemistry. You've seen it in that Greyhound roster all the way to the Renegades roster. I'm liking this from Chiefs, though. Trying to take some control, trying to throw in a bit of aggression. The Renegades very much aware of it. Hot Flash does give a 1-for-1 over to the Chiefs. And Noisy are actually in the same position Offnu just came from. Might throw Renegades off guard a little bit here.
Triple nades coming out actually to mid in the meantime, over the ramp.
Cheeky.
So 2 HEs, a lot of Molotovs to cover this position right now, as Renegades definitely threatening mid into a split.
Round's at a standstill at the moment. Till Noisier does get cleaned up there by Hats. A flash in towards middle as Chiefs try to re-aggress, make something happen, but Renegades now well aware that there's a bit of a opening here towards Secret side. Going to go pick up the bomb and start heading over towards ramp, and that puts all the pressure on APOC Dud to make something happen here. Hiding up on top of this crate, no support from him, and a lot of T's heading his way.
Smoke's going to be coming out from Renegades as well. 25 seconds left on the timer. If APOC Dud's able to find the timing, there's not much utility for the T's really to work with, and he's still got an incendiary grenade. If he drops it at the perfect time, could definitely just win this round right now. Out comes the flashbang into Secret. No smoke's being used just yet. There's the first smoke. There's a Molotov. But Sicko! Insane shot, and APOC Dud had the critical utility, which could have denied this. There's going to be Chiefs that have to back out once again. That AWP is not retrievable. And they're just going to keep the M4s in hands, but this is just feeling like it's going the same way of Nuke at the moment. Jordan might be feeling a bit of the same story, a bit of a deja vu that what I'm feeling. It's going to be a very short break, the way that Renegades is playing at this moment.
It's at least a slightly better looking game from Chiefs, but you can definitely see Renegades very much adapting to what Chiefs is doing, just working their way through their T side, closing out a lot of these rounds just with those late round hits over towards the site. Couple of smokes, couple of flashes. It's good to see. They've definitely become a very, very good Vertigo team. I really like watching their T side.
I mean, I love watching Vertigo teams as well, which you can just entry frag and you have stars that can just multi-frag as well. This is an insane shot coming out from Sicko. That is not an easy one to land. Here's going to be the M4s up in hand for the Chiefs. Once again, another roll at the dice just to try to get these rounds on the board on the defensive side for now. But Renegades might be looking to change up the pace by really testing this mid area instead. Challenging straight out. No utility being used this time around. And Soju going to be trying to work this off angle. But Renegades has so much mid control right now.
Be a fight over towards the B side, and you're getting some pretty decent kills actually from Chiefs. It's a good shutdown of the round so far. Now the bomb's dropped in towards middle. Smolder over towards the stairs here. Not really able to find anything for the time being, but with a minute 15 on the clock, you don't want to be taking individual duels against him.
Bit of a deep smoke, and you can actually see Renegades a lot of I mean, I should say for Chiefs, giving a lot of respect to Malta. They're actually falling back. They're not taking the same fight. They're just looking to take other parts of the map. Got the AWP in the hands of Zeph right now, but Malta still has a smoke and a flashbang to work with. If he's able to isolate some of these aim duels, could definitely make this work out, but the question is whether or not... Yeah, nice try, Malta, pretending that he's a flush shot. Zeph actually missing that shot at the moment. He's convinced there's actually someone at the scaffolding. And did he just miss this? What?
I don't know if he missed it or whether he just was trying to throw a smoke to throw someone off a bit.
Definitely threw us off. I mean, the bomb's still lost over at mid, and now he has no smoke to put at Molotov. So he's just going to have to pick up the pace and just take these aim deals. And every single aim deal he takes right now is just money being, I guess, taken off Chiefs. But finally, Zep's going to land that shot. So Chiefs do manage to put 2 on the board. Renegades a nice little try at picking up the pace, but that's not going to work out. Pretty fast and friendly rounds. The players just go back and forth, and at the end, it is going to be Chiefs coming out on top individually. At least better now that they're able to stand up and actually take some deals. But Renegades, they have not the best cash in all honesty. If Chiefs are able to grab one more, Mitch, it could be a bit of a breaking point where we're going to see the Tech 9s coming out.
Yeah, maybe. Again, it's just pressure towards the ramp. This time, Apoc Dot actually does connect, so that's going to be a bit of an advantage here for Chiefs that they haven't had in a little while. They're going to now start to shuffle back onto the site, trade back and forth. Who's done a good job to maintain control there. Noisier as well as Renegades picking up the pace onto this site here.
Alright, there's still secret control right now. And Often is going to charge through the smoke. It's going to catch Malta off guard, but Malta still comes out on almost all these aim deals. Now Inns, a lot of space to work with right now. 1v2, a lot of time in the same position as Malta, but has the package this time around.
And I just want to see Chiefs do the exact same thing. Just aggressively go together, hand in hand, just walk forward and actually try to find the duel onto the tee. Don't let Inns try to create 2 1v1s here. That's exactly what they're doing. They've spotted him through the scaffolding, taken him out. And again, another nice 2v1 closed by Chiefs. I hate when teams just sit back in 2 different corners, and even if they're somewhat close together and even if there's some trade potential, up against Renegades, there's no guarantee that Inns doesn't just peek into one of you and anticipate the other angle and still close out the 2-on-1. So I like that they're being assertive and they're actually taking matters into their own hands a little bit, both in the earlier parts of the round as well as that late round. Good to see.
Now, actually a full eco coming out from Renegades. So Chase now making it into a bit more of a contest right now. But Dexter with the Deagle says no.
It's the kind of
He
round
shot the gun.
he shoots the AWP at him, actually gets control of it. Hats trades whack one with the Deagle. This is the kind of round that Renegades wins all the time. AWP retrieved. And Hats, you know, not too bad on the AWP. Used to take that AWP a little bit from time to time. Definitely can use it. Chiefs, they're in a man disadvantage. Not really pushing anything just yet. Renegades very much waiting for that push. They think Chiefs might get a little bit antsy with this man disadvantage, try to make something happen. But so far, Chiefs just holding. But Zico, he finds the timing onto Zeph. And now it's all up to Noisier on a bit of an off angle.
Yeah, the bomb carrier, though, is going to walk straight into that. But Hat's just in the position, ready to get the trade as well. Leaves Soju in a pretty disastrous situation. And how has it gone all wrong? I was just about to praise Chiefs. They finally managed to reset the economy of Renegades. But they're actually staring down the barrel of being reset. I think Sicko spotted out the gun barrel of Soju. And the AWP should be able to clean things up. There you go. 3-piece for Hats, but that really just started off from Dexter getting that one dig. And from that point onwards, it all just spiraled downwards, and you just go, well, what do you say about that?
That's just crosshair placement and being so familiar with the map. You know, there was no adjustment there. Just already had his crosshair in the right position, and Apoc Dud walks into his crosshair and he just left clicks him. That's excellence right there. That's a lot of practice, a lot of hours put into the game, and just some good game sense.
It's almost like Dexter's a great player, from what you're telling me.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Sicko still gets that tag as well through the edge of the wall.
Aggression. Chiefs taking the save this time, but it's not going as well as not going as well for them as Renegades. Eco went for them in the last round.
Yep, and the aggression is just not working out at the moment, so Renegades just playing off each other for now.
It's the kind of off-dude that I want to see heading into this Chiefs lineup. Because Offnu as a player, it's kind of interesting, right? I feel like there's two different Offnus. It depends on the day, right? You either get the Offnu that's quite hyper-aggressive and confident and can have big impact on the game, or the Offnu that's just sort of taking a back seat in his team, playing a bit more of a supportive role and just chilling, sometimes IGLing. I just want to see Offnu just in this Chiefs roster, just turn it on, go full star player mode and show us what he's made of, really. That's what I would really like to see from him.
I just feel like you just need someone just tell him that he's PogChamp the entire time.
That's
what I would do, because I'm like, he's going to get 2 of the AK, and now he's going to get 3.
3 now as well.
Yeah. Make that 4, maybe 5.
I'd like to see 5.
If there's that player that can do that. I mean, for this one, I feel like Renegade's definitely across the board as well as have cooled down a little bit.
Yeah.
But you've always...
I always, whenever I think about Offnu, I always remember that IM Sydney game against Fnatic on Dust 2. Where he was just running up catwalk on CT side by himself and just out-dueling some of the better players in the world. Good to see. Man advantage for Chiefs again. Yeah, but can they convert? You were talking about that 4v5 percentage for Renegades on the desk earlier.
This would be a good start, though, as they're holding up the territory. And I like that coming out from Zeph. Just a little bit of aggression to bring it further in Chiefs' favor right now.
That was a risky re-peek, but he's sharp. Big fan of Zeph.
Was he on your team at one stage?
Look, there's no conflict of interest, okay? It's not like I chose him or anything like that for one of my teams right before a LAN. Just a big fan. No reason in particular.
Well, big reason in particular for Chiefs to actually take this round for now, but it's all coming down to a couple of these individual aim deals. If Sicko's able to hit this, if Noisier is able to capitalize on a bit of off timing right now, and Offnu is going to force this all the way down to a 1-on-4 right now.
This is good, man. Like, Chiefs are making them work for these trades, and every time they're at least getting damage, if not trading 1-for-1 when they're at a man advantage. It's just so crisp. It's so beautiful to watch.
He's eventually going to get flanked at this moment, but Dexter looking to grab the shots onto the AWPer. Should be the rifler swindling out from Secret to get the pick at the end of the day. But you just had a feeling that Dexter might be able to get more there. It's just always so scary to watch at the end of the day.
Just so mechanically gifted. So crisp.
But Chiefs have still managed to make it to 4 rounds.
Yeah. And even the rounds that they're losing, some of them at least, there's a bit of fight in them, which is just not what I saw on Nuke. You know, there might end up being a pretty similar scoreline, Kev, but they're night and day games in my mind. You know, it's just about how it feels when they lose. Because on Nuke, they were just losing, and it's like, there's nothing really going on. At least if they're, you know, forcing things into 2-on-2s and into those XVX situations, they're making some things happen. They're being aggressive and confident. That's what I care about for Chiefs. I don't expect them to win this game.
Smoke's going to fade soon. Noise is going to try and sit right in front of it, but Hats is going to get the pick. And Apoc Dud still looking and peering over the smoke towards the box position. You normally see some of the T's actually try to get a bit of advantage over the smoke, but where Chief's going to re-aggress over here? Is it going to be Soju that's actually going to be pushing deep into B? Is it going to be maybe Zeph pushing into mid?
4-on-5, they've got to make something happen here, Kev. And Apoc Dud nicely avoids the flash with the duck button. He feels like I guess he needs to repeat because, you know, you're in a 4-on-4. One is potentially not enough, especially against Renegades, but he does get punished for it.
Yeah, a bit of a hard shot to hit there, but Soju at the very least able to clear up the flank. The aggression this time is slowly and systematically being shut down by Renegades at the stage. 3-on-3, they're just going to back straight out to the B site. Zeph, though, I feel like one of the members from Chiefs will definitely hear this right now. And it is going to be Soju hightailing it back over here. In the position ready to get the shots. Hat's going to miss the shots, and Soju, is he looking to aim? He'll, unfortunately, transitioning between two members is never going to work out, and there you have it. The half is going to be 11-4. A much better fight, but can Chiefs make this into a closer half? We'll have to find out after the break.
See me shining, calling me a goddess, thunder and the lightning. I'm falling, I'm faster, making my way back, I'm close to home. I'm fighting harder, because I've come to claim my throne. Never letting go, these wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn. I'm running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, and I love this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah, gonna let it burn.
Don't you know I'm a bad little mama? I got moves like Madonna. Don't tell me cause I'm moves when I'm gonna. I'm not afraid to lose, I am a prima donna. Don't you see I'm a winner, I'm a queen. I cause no scene if you work with me. Don't stop me cause I fight when I wanna. I'm not afraid to lose, I am a prima donna.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up! All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up?
ashamed to talk. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouth. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you breaking.
.411 is going to be the half that Chiefs have to be attacking forward on Vertigo. Renegades not looking too crash hot like we saw in Nuke, but Chiefs definitely putting up a much better fight, and you like the look of this Chiefs right now, don't you, Mitch?
I do. We could see some of these individual riflers on Chiefs actually make something happen. Vertigo's a map where you're walking up towards ramp or you're walking up towards stairs, and you can have an individual actually cause a little bit of impact if they're feeling hot on the day. So that's really the main way for Chiefs to get into this game. And they're running over towards the ramp here, making their way through Secret. Hats is at the sandbags, 2 players playing retake on the site. It's kind of like a soft crossfire that Chiefs may run into here.
Here's the problem as well. Renegades have 2 HE grenades to use. I think that's what they're planning for at the moment. They're just waiting for the bomb plant to be committed. But Hats is actually going to peer out from sandbags. He's going to pick off 2. He's going to be cleaned up. But you can see that as soon as the tick is being placed, out comes an AIDS. There's the first one. And there's the second. Noisy. He's still alive because he's shifted off the plant just at the right time. But still so much utility for the CTs to work with and so much time as well. Out comes the smoke on Secret. And Sicko takes a huge 3 damage bink, and out comes the flashbang, and I think this is all pretty much done. They know where Zeph is right now. He's individually going to have to step up. He's going to slap a new clip in, but there's no point for slapping a new clip in if Maltz is just going to be hitting that.
Nice retake for Renegades. I like that. Smoking off the Secret, setting up to flash their way in. Hats unchecked at the sandbag makes that round a little easier. And bomb plant plus a few kills for Chiefs. Could force if they wanted to. Also wouldn't mind just Deagles across the board or something like that. Try and do a little damage before they go into the AKs and armor next round. That's a nice sound. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just the Deagles. Try and go for a little damage. I like that. A few P250s as well. Bit of aggression towards the stairs here.
Bit interesting the position that Hats is playing. Normally you expect the SMG to play a little bit closer in the M4 back. Now they're going to be shuffling around the locations of both players, and Noise is going to be leading from point. Hats, though, looking to challenge the angle. Out comes the utility right now, and Inns has a big job to do right now with the MP9 dancing around, but Chiefs have done well at least to mitigate a lot of that damage, but Hats is definitely stepping up with the M4, staying alive for long enough for the rest of Renegades to come across. Zeph desperately trying to pick up a weapon that he can use instead of a Glock, but he's forced into the open eventually by the Molotov. M4, I think, might have fallen off the edge of the map, so only 1 retained over from Malta. So at the very least, Chiefs have done some damage into this round. And now going for a full buy against a couple of MP9s. A great chance for them to at least grab a couple more rounds on the board.
See what they do in this first gun round, because this is where I really think if you're an underdog team with a couple of players that can cause some impact, Vertigo's key side is the way to go for you. Find some openings, find some positions where you can try to have an opportunity at some entry. There's one of them, but MP9 goes well for Dexter, picking off Zeph there. Offnu's actually the player over towards the stairs and does make his way back towards middle now, trying to find a bit of control. He does know they're in a difficult position. Soju just shouldering, spot ins, leaving that position, and Offnu still creeping around in middle. Could find a nice timing here.
He's got to navigate through a crossfire at the stage. You can see Hats is going to peek out. He's done a lot of damage, though. At the very least, Hats and Malta down very low on HP, and maybe that's going to force Renegades to potentially move around a little bit more.
Chiefs just progressing up ramp, looking for some duels, trying to create some openings here.
But it's going to be Dexter just pushing forward on the back of that flashbang. I mean, one of them has been averted, but Apoc Dud now trying to peer across. Dexter's just done so much damage, but Apoc Dud tries his best, catches one in return. Now Soju looking to just try to equalize the situation. He definitely can. Hats is very low. He's got the 8K in play right now. but he's got to retrieve the package. 30 seconds left. Smoke and flashbang to play with, but lots of utility for Renegades to also work with as well. Soju going to just drop the default smoke grenade. He's going to peer up. Zero grenade's going to be deployed, and he's going to walk straight into a crossfire. And it's going to have to be either a force by Eco coming out from Chiefs as Renegades are looking to close out the series in a dominating fashion.
Seeming like that, Kev. No bomb plant means a little bit more difficult on that T side. Eco. That's nice. That's you know, I love that kind of stuff on the socials. You know, show a bit of humility. As you get the attempted run boost doesn't go well for Chiefs. Soju cops a hell of a lot of damage there. Still going to progress forward over towards stairs here. Try to make something happen. Chiefs have a whopping 2 grenades across the entire team. So they got to win some of these opening duels with Khalils. And, you know, as much as Mac likes to talk it up, I don't think they're going to be making much happen with them.
Yeah, okay, so you got the Galil, which is a garbage weapon, and then you peek straight into the crosshair of Hats. And with those two combinations, I've crunched the maths here, right? I've got that master's degree in statistics. That leads to a 0% chance of success. We just saw that right there. Trust me.
Yeah.
Don't trust me, just look at the replay of that one.
All right, well, let's see if Chiefs are going to have any chance of success.
But
As
here's
they're
the
walking
problem.
towards ramp. Dexter's at sandbag. Sicko's on this off angle towards secret.
They have no utility. They've got a single flashbang, and that's not going to work as you're walking straight into the crosshair of an AWP time and time again.
Here's the one flash. Soju's got it. He's ready. Who does it blind? Anyone?
It might blind Sicko if they're lucky.
But then Dexter's just anti-flash at the sandbag.
And they don't have the Molotov to clear this. They don't have the manpower to clear this out as well. And Dexter's going to peer out at the perfect time. Out comes the flashbang, but Dexter's just going to kill all of them. There's match point.
Yeah, second time that sandbag's position has worked. Nicely done. Chiefs, a better effort, but still not great, unfortunately.
Look, that's the difference at the end of the day, isn't it? Is that just the individuals of Renegades just playing better at the moment. Dragon's working out. Chiefs are forced by, but I mean, the initial idea of just trying to go for a cheeky pick there and trying to roll forward from there, it's going to be suffered.
Looks like Chiefs going to speed things up a little bit more towards secret. Try to take a bit of control. Now that they've got themselves in some more forward positions, they're chilling a little bit. Still a little bit of utility for Chiefs to burn through to try to get onto these sites, but aggression out here for Renegades. Sicko getting the flash ready for Dexter on the timing.
They're just holding the angles at the moment. Pretty difficult to navigate through this at the stage. Dexter is going to push forward. He's going to find the timing, at least on to a single and a half. Has done a lot of damage to Apoctide, but the problem is still a lot of CTs over here deploying a lot of defensive utility and over at scaffolding, over at secret. Malta's re-aggressing at the moment, or Hats is re-aggressing, getting a lot of control. So Chiefs, they've got this position at ramp at the moment. They still can't push any more forward. They don't have any presence over at the B site, and it is going to be Apoctide leading the charge through secret. Smoke's going to come out right now, and they're going to go for the plant.
He's trying to. Renegades on that retake setup. Plant is starting to go down, but no utility left here as they're exiting the site. They're losing multiple players just down to these last two.
4v2 right now. And it is going to be Chase just trying to scramble into a better retake situation. It's going to be Soju trying to spray across, but Mac-10 and Galil on the retake at this stage. It is going to be Smoke covering off the defuse as well. All the Renegades members just covering off Hats, who's on the defuse right now. Soju's run out. That's it. Time has ticked away. It is going to be 16-4. Renegades closing out the series 16-4, 16-1.